you should buy the Apple 4K TV. And if you give me 5 minutes, I'll tell you why.
This video is sponsored by me. If you're into PC gaming, PC technology, and want to stay informed on the latest hardware, software, news, and reviews, go ahead and click that subscribe button.
I have a love-hate relationship with Apple. I have been an Apple person since I was in the first stages of getting into computers. It is the operating system and the computers that my mother was able to bring home from work. So I have been embedded in the Apple ecosystem for quite some time. But Apple over the last 2 decades has really defined a box around the use cases that they are interested in. Now, Android, of course, is going in the other direction, where it's almost a science experiment every single time I turn on their devices. With the Apple TV, Apple really nailed a product right out of the gate. Originally, they were giant boxes really made for streaming iTunes content. And then once they figured out how to bring an application ecosystem to the Apple TV, it really took off. And the 4K version of this is the best streamer you could possibly consider if you have a 4K TV and you are willing to pay a little bit more. So let's run through the pros. No advertisements. This is extremely important to me. I have kids. I don't want them to be influenced by advertisements as much as possible. If I'm streaming content online, I'm going to pay to get rid of ads. That's why I have YouTube Premium, for example. I don't want advertisements in my way of enjoying content. So the user interface doesn't have any type of ad or content that really gets in my way. I actually enjoy the box layout. It is very similar to iOS and Android and allows me to get to the content I'm interested in the most and at a relatively reasonable pace. It's very channel-like in that way. Siri does a great job of responding to voice controls. I can use my voice to put in my password. I can make requests, and Siri will search all of the apps that I have to find a particular piece of content. So ultimately, what Apple has done on the iOS side has really influenced the tvOS ecosystem. And that is one of the strongest points of why you should consider bringing this into your living room. If you have an iPhone or have any kind of iOS connection, you also get some good cross synergies of having this ecosystem. You're able to control the device with your phone. You're able to send things from your phone to the television itself. You're able to do a lot of things. Lastly, and this might seem like a weird point, the screensavers. Holy cow, these things are amazing looking. Even on a 1080p monitor, their depth of color, the amazing level of detail is just so awesome. Sometimes I let the television just go off and watch it because I enjoy looking at the screensavers that Apple has provided for this device. I know that might seem like a weird point, but it really just rounds out the experience that they're delivering with. The biggest con that anybody who ever looks at an Apple TV is going to tell you is the remote control. Apple needs to get rid of it. Period. There is no saving of this particular remote. I don't want a touch-sensitive remote as I'm trying to navigate something that is basically directional in nature. I don't need to swipe. I don't need to push down and hold. And quite honestly, I'm not playing games on my Apple TV. With all Apple products, you are very much part of the Apple life. That means Apple applications are going to be all through the interface and all through the experience. If you aren't about that Apple life, it does become a little bit difficult to kind of pull away from the ingrained nature that Apple has included inside of this with all of the applications. Last 2 points. There's no optical out on this version of the Apple TV. You can use HDMI pass-through as long as your television supports that capability, or you would have to use something like an HDMI pass-through to like a Sonos receiver and then elsewhere. That can be a bit of an annoyance, as I personally would rather just send it straight to my soundbar, not having to use an intermediary. You also cannot sideload applications as easily as you can with an Android TV. So if you can't find something in the App Store, or because it's just that time of year and Apple and Amazon decided that they're going to fight again, and Amazon decides that they're going to pull Prime Video again off of tvOS, you're just kind of stuck in the middle of 2 billionaires fighting each other, which is not a fun place to be. So ultimately, the recommendation here is a strong absolute buy. If you are in the iOS ecosystem, you already have the tools necessary to make a great experience out of the Apple 4K. You can completely bypass the remote and just use your phone or even your watch as a remote control for the content on the screen. No ads, a ton of apps, basically round out the entire picture here for what is arguably still the best streaming device for any 4K display. I'm the Graying Tech. If you've enjoyed this content, please consider giving me a subscribe. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.